The Romans built a wall to keep out the Scots, probably familiar with Hadrian's Wall. However, they also built Antonine's Wall. Now, this one wasn't a big stone wall like Hadrian's Wall was. Instead, it was a stone base with a whole bunch of dirt put on top of it, similar to the Danevirk. Oh, you haven't heard of the Danevirk? Well, this was built a couple hundred years later by the Danes to try and keep out the Germans. Nowadays, the Scots would probably want to keep out the English, but at the time period, the English and the Romano-Britons were attempting to keep out the Scots. And so they built this large fortification called the Antonine Wall, only a few decades after the building of the Hadrian's Wall. Antonine's Wall was actually only used for a couple decades until it was also abandoned and they brought it back down to Hadrian's Wall until eventually the Romans left. What's really cool about Antonine's Wall, Hadrian's Wall, as well as the Danevirk, you can still see those today. Because Hadrian's Wall was built out of stone, there's still a lot more left of it. However, you can still see portions of both the Danevirk and Antonine's Wall. Because after all, these were massive projects that spanned for literal miles, dozens of miles. And like I said, you can still visit them today, and you can even go hiking along the entirety of Hadrian's Wall. I haven't heard about people doing that to Antonine's Wall, probably because there's a lot less to see there, but I think both would be pretty fun. Now, Antonine's Wall is a lot shorter than Hadrian's Wall, as you can see, so Antonine's would probably be a little bit easier of a hike, depending on if they actually have a trail that goes along the whole length of the wall, because Hadrian's Wall definitely does, and I've been thinking about planning a trip to go down Hadrian's Wall. Now, I'd prefer to go on horseback, but I don't know how to ride a horse, so we'll see if that happens.